Dalton steps up. Dalton throws. It's complete. Caught by Boyd. Tyler Boyd. Touchdown. It's over. It's over. It's
Oh, I have chills.
I do too.
Welcome to the Now Buffalo Bills playoff special. I'm Hannah Bueller.
And I'm Aaron Minkowski. This weekend, we're going to party like it's 1999.
Well, tonight we're celebrating the end of the Bills' 17-season playoff drought and looking forward to Sunday's matchup against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, Bills fans standing by the Bills all these years got to welcome home their playoff-bound Bills Sunday night, braving bitter cold temperatures to be there when the team landed in Buffalo.
Yeah, it was cold. I was out there, and the players just as excited as the fans. That's Bills wide receiver Kelvin Benjamin greeting fans. I think the love pretty mutual here. And here's what head coach Sean McDermott had to say about the team's fan base this morning.
It gives us a lot of energy knowing that we've got that type of support in our community across the world, really.
And of course, as soon as we secured our spot in the playoffs, fans started rushing to buy tickets to Sunday's game. We checked on Ticketmaster and the game is sold out, but there are hundreds available for resale right now. The cheapest ones we could find on Ticketmaster are about $173, but at least you get an actual seat.
Yeah, on StubHub, tickets in the standing room only section are going for $155, but of course, those are the cheap seats. We saw some tickets going for almost $2,900. Well, lots of fans heading to Jacksonville today and tomorrow. And there's been a ton of wintry weather along the coast this week. Aaron, break down what travelers could see as they head down to Florida.
Good news, the conditions are improving. Locally, it's going to be very cold, so if you're flying out tomorrow, you may have some issues with the temperatures here in Buffalo. But as we take a look toward Jacksonville, notice things, like I mentioned, are rather quiet if you make that flight about 828 miles to Jacksonville. Here's the Sunday weather in Buffalo. Sunday around 5 p.m. you'll see some snow showers popping up. Better chance for snow as we make our way toward around 10 p.m. on Sunday. So as you make your way to your favorite place to watch the game Sunday, you'll have no problems. After the game, if you're going to be partying for a while, you may be driving home in some snow. If you're going to the game, lucky you. Cool start to the day on Sunday. We're in the mid-40s. It'll be mild for the game with temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. You're looking at partly cloudy skies. All in all, pretty nice as the Bills take on the Jags on Sunday.
Still a little cool. You can still wear that favorite Bills hoodie.
I think, yeah, jeans and the Bills sweatshirt, and you'll be just fine if you're in Jacksonville.
Perfect. Well, we know lots of fans are headed south, but there are also Bills fans living in Jacksonville.
Yeah, the Now Buffalo's Jenna Caleri is in Jacksonville right now. She's catching up with an Uber driver from Buffalo who will spend his weekend helping other Bills fans get around.
Greetings from Jacksonville, Florida. I am here at the corner of Bay Street and Gator Bowl Boulevard, where in just a few short days, this street is going to be a lot busier than it is right now. You can see Everbank Field in the distance behind me, and this street is going to be packed with tailgaters, people going to the game, and most importantly, Uber drivers carrying those fans to the game. But one Uber driver we met earlier today, this weekend, is a little extra special. That's because he was born and raised in South Buffalo. He's been living in Jacksonville for the last year and has also become an Uber driver. Now, normally he's driving Jaguars fans to and from the games. He's picking up people and taking them to and from the airport. But this weekend is a little extra special. That's because Bills fans are in town. Mark is a huge Bills fan himself, and he just says it's just so exciting to be surrounded by people who remind him of back home.
It's building up that camaraderie and seeing everybody wearing all the blue and red and it's Go Bills and all that stuff. It's great. It's a great time, man. Even win, lose, or draw, we just have a great time. That's what it's about.
Now, Mark is actually going to the game on Sunday, but he says he's picking up a lot of people between now and Sunday to and from the airport, driving family and friends around town, and he says whoever gets in his car is going to be hearing the Bill Shout song in the background. From Jacksonville, Florida, for the Now Buffalo, I'm Jenna Caleri. Back to you.
Oh, Jenna, have fun. I'm so jealous.
Oh, me too.
Well, we wouldn't even be going to Jacksonville if we didn't get a little help from our friends in Cincinnati.
Fourth down. Dalton steps up. Dalton throws. It's complete. Caught by Boyd. Tyler Boyd. Touchdown.
That was the moment I lost my voice, and that game-winning touchdown pass from Bengals quarterback Andy Dalton with just 44 seconds to go secured the Bengals win over the Ravens and the Bills' spot in the playoffs.
Bills fans have opened their wallets to show their appreciation. As of this afternoon, more than 14,500 fans have contributed $330,000 to the Andy and Jordan Dalton Foundation. Many people giving $17 in honor of the 17 seasons we went without making the playoffs.
Well, if you haven't donated yet, you can support the Dalton Foundation and score a pretty cute T-shirt. 26 Shirts is selling this tee for another 9 days. It shows a buffalo hugging a Bengal. $4 from every shirt will benefit the foundation.
And regardless of how you donate, the Daltons are saying thank you. They've commissioned 5 billboards like this one to run through Sunday on the 190, the 290, and the 33. The Andy and Jordan Dalton Foundation helps families of sick and disabled children pay for medical treatments.
That is awesome.
That is very cool, very cool. And now that we're in the playoffs, fans are looking to stock up on Bills apparel, and there's been a huge rush on vintage gear. Quick look at eBay shows items going for hundreds, even $1,000.
Yeah, dig in the basement, Aaron.
I know I've got old stuff in the basement, but you don't need to go to eBay to score some old school Bills gear. My Cousin Vintage on Elmwood in Buffalo has all kinds of throwback apparel.
Yeah, I stopped by to check it out. Many fans believe having something from the team's successful past could be good luck in the future.
You never know what you're going to come across.
And that's exactly the feeling you get when you walk inside My Cousin Vintage Buffalo Sports Closet on Elmwood Avenue.
It's been 18 years since we went to the playoffs, and we haven't had a winning team in a while.
The owners, Vinny and Derek, scout out unique and retro Bills gear. They've been collecting and selling items for the past year. Some things are one of a kind, like this vintage Jim Kelly bomber jacket.
We had a Flintstones Bills t-shirt, and it's just like the collaboration between the two. It would never happen nowadays, and it's just a lot cooler now. So
Derek says the store has been packed leading up to game day in Jacksonville. People wanting a piece of the past to take with them to the future.
when it comes to this gear, it's all like the nostalgic 90s, like all the winning teams and everything. So now we got a playoff team again, and it's like people want part of that history kind of.
One of their favorite parts about the business, finding the gear and hearing the story behind it.
An older lady came in yesterday, said I wore this crew neck to the tailgate in '93. Pretty cool to see where it travels to.
So all this 1999 stuff got us thinking about where we were the last time the Bills made the playoffs.
Well, I was in Fort Myers, and we just got married, just got our first house, and we had all our friends. So many people from Buffalo are down in Fort Myers, so we all came over to my house, and we had a pool, and we were all ready to jump in after they took the lead against Tennessee, and then we all know what happened after that. So we never jumped in. Everyone led, and I sat on the couch for like 2 hours just staring at the ceiling.
You got to jump in on Sunday. I was 9 years old. I had gotten a Bills jersey for Christmas, and I was super bummed that I couldn't wear it in January. So.
Oh, well, hey, you know what? Here we go.
9-year-old Hannah.
Yeah.
Well, we're just getting started on this playoff edition of the Now Buffalo. It's the question everyone wants answered.
Can we depend on Shady McCoy to help us fight the Jags? Our Joe B looks at who's in and who's out for Sunday's matchup.
And the fan picks coming in fast and furious tonight with Western New Yorkers showing their pride for our hometown team. Don't go anywhere. We're partying like it's 1999 right here on the Now Buffalo. Welcome back to the Now Buffalo Bills playoff special. Everyone wants to know whether this guy will take the field on Sunday.
That's right. Star running back LeSean McCoy sprained his ankle during his last week's win over the Dolphins. Our sports director Joe B has been tracking his progress this week, and he's optimistic Shady will be back in action.
Well, the playoff practice week is in the books for the Buffalo Bills as they get ready for their matchup with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And once again, today on Friday, the full attention was on star running back LeSean McCoy and how much he was actually able to do at practice. Now, on Thursday, he was able to stretch, but then left with the trainer to get his injury checked on. But today, he was actually able to do some positional work, and that was according to head coach Sean McDermott. So now, since he's trending in the right direction, my best guess is that he'd at least be available to the Bills on Sunday. Now, he is termed as a game time decision, but with what he's been able to do so far this week, you'd have to think that they at least try to get him on the field. But the bigger question is, how impactful will he be in the game? I would tend to think he doesn't get the full workload as we usually see if he is available to them. So that means you're likely to see guys like Mike Tolbert and Marcus Murphy have a little bit bigger of a workload than what you would see most times that McCoy is healthy and available. So now for the Bills, if they were to win this game against the Jacksonville Jaguars, where do they go? They would take on the New England Patriots for the third time this season. It would be a Saturday night game at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. So the Bills, hoping that they can get their first playoff victory since December of 1995, and if so, they would be traveling for their second straight playoff game next weekend against the Patriots. We'll send it back to you.
Joe, thank you. That would be pretty sweet. Well, you're going to want to stick around here on the Now Buffalo because we just got a special delivery into the studio. The New Era playoff caps have been flying off the shelves, but we managed to score one that everyone wants. So we'll show you in just a few minutes here on this playoff edition of the Now Buffalo.
Come on, come on. Come on and shout. Yeah. The Bills make me
For many Western New Yorkers, nothing is more important than faith and family, and for many, the Buffalo Bills come third.
Yeah, so when the playoff schedule was announced, some fans realized they had a major conflict. More than 70 teenagers from Nativity of Our Lord Parish in Orchard Park were scheduled to be confirmed Sunday afternoon, 10 minutes after kickoff. but the bishop came through. 2 confirmation masses will now be held, one at 10:30 a.m., the other still at 1:15.
Of course, we believe that the sacrament of confirmation is more important than a Bills game, but we realize how important the Bills are. We're happy that they're in the playoffs, and we'll be praying for them.
Well, by giving families a choice, the bishop hopes everyone will be focused on celebrating their loved ones' confirmations while enjoying a Bills victory.
Yeah, we've been talking about the rush on Bills gear, and New Era Cap could barely keep these special playoff edition caps in stock. There are 5 different styles with the special playoff patch. Fans have been lining up at the company's Delaware Avenue headquarters all week to get their hands on them.
Well, the company also came out with these special edition Drought is Over 12/31/17 hats. They released this one today, and guess what? It's already sold out. We'd like to say thanks to our friends at New Era for hooking the Now Buffalo up with this one.
Emphasis on one.
What are we going to do? Who's it going to be?
I think it would look better. Well, no, I don't think it fits your head. Your head's too small.
Come on.
It fit
I'm a baseball hat girl. You know this.
Yeah. All right, you win. You get it. I'll have to walk over and just say, I know Hannah. Maybe I can get another one.
Aaron.
Yeah.
We'll get you one. We'll get you one. All right. We've been talking a lot about the rush on vintage Bills gear here on the Now Buffalo, and starter jackets are just as hot now than when I was in elementary school.
Yeah, so one fan was super psyched to score this one for only $10. But as the Now Buffalo's Justin Moore reports, it's what he found in the pocket that's the real treasure.
Something special is going to happen this year.
John Stopnicki is geeking out over this Bills starter jacket that his cousin bought for him for only $10 at a thrift store.
These things were going for about $200 when I was a kid in grade school. And it was a thing to have, and you know, all the kids who had it were the cool kids, and I didn't have one.
It was what his cousin found inside the jacket pocket that really threw this Bills fan for a loop.
It wouldn't be out of the ordinary to have a ticket stub in it, you know, but then he says it's a playoff game ticket stub. And I go, that's too coincidental.
It was an old stub for a level 100 seat for $30.
I think it was a season ticket holder ticket because the opponent says TBA. So we must have clinched, and then they must have sold the tickets beforehand.
John says 2018 has already been a great year.
My kid being born this year, that happening with the playoff ticket inside the pocket is just insane.
Proving that one fan's trash could be another fan's treasure. Justin Moore for the Now Buffalo.
1 yard mark. Kyle Williams, touchdown! Amazing!
Yeah, Kyle Williams is a defensive player, but today he was offense. Kyle Williams, that was the first step to securing the Bills' place in the playoffs. We checked in with the DT this week. He said the team has moved on and they're now laser focused on the Jags.
I feel like we've got such a strong, focused group that you're going to see have shifted gears, have gone totally into preparation and game mode and trying to get ready for Jacksonville. So we've let that die, and it's time to move on.
So what exactly does the team need to do to secure a win Sunday? Straight ahead, we're talking strategy with Joe B and exposing potential weaknesses in the Jags game plan. You're watching the Now Buffalo.
Stand up now, come on and shout. Yeah, 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 yeah. Shout it right now, baby. The Bills make me want.
Welcome back to the Now Buffalo. We spent a lot of time talking about how the Bills got to the playoffs, and now we're looking at what they need to do to move forward.
Yeah, the team, of course, taking on Doug Marrone's Jacksonville Jaguars. Remember, Marrone was head coach of the Bills from 2013 to 2014, and here's what he had to say about the matchup.
I don't go back to the past, but like I said before, I'm happy for them. I'm glad they're in a good place. I'm in a great place.
Oh, that's good. Marrone seems pretty confident, but our Joe B's been poking holes in the Jags game day strategy.
Yeah, here's how he thinks the Bills can come away from Jacksonville with a win.
Well, as we all full know, the Buffalo Bills are approaching their very first playoff game in just almost 18 years. Their last one, January 8th, 2000. They're going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. So what are some things to attack for the Bills? I've got 3 different spots that I think could help them potentially get a win on Sunday against the Jags in the wild card round. The first thing is very important, and that is to be a solid run defense. The run defense has been something that the Bills have kind of struggled with for much of the year. So the Jaguars really depend on the running game more than anything. They drafted a player, Leonard Fournette, in the top 5 of the draft. So they really need to be on it all game long in order for them to be able to try and do some things and stop Jacksonville and try and force them into the pass, because they're a lot less efficient there. And that's where we go into topic number 2. Forcing turnovers. It's something that the Bills have done very well throughout the entirety of the year, and the Jaguars have a quarterback by the name of Blake Bortles who is prone to throw the ball up and get intercepted quite a bit. So I think there are some opportunities there if they can stop the run to force them into passes and potentially force some turnovers there. And third, I think it's very important for them to jump out to an early lead. Now, easier said than done, I know, because the Bills have really struggled in the first quarter in games this year. But that said, the Jaguars also struggle to come from behind in games, and they don't really do it all that often because they don't have a high-powered passing attack. So if the Bills can help limit the run, force some turnovers, and get out to an early lead, I think there is a definitive chance that they could come away on Sunday with a victory and advance to the next round.
Joe, thank you. I agree, especially with our hot secondary right now, Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde. Bortles, throw that ball up. It's cool.
Please, and throw it to us. That would be great. Hey, they weren't even born the last time the Buffalo Bills made the playoffs, but some young fans are embracing the Buffalo Bills spirit. Take a look.
Oh, I would have loved that. Gotta love that enthusiasm. We'll have more on this one coming up. You're watching the Now Buffalo Bills Playoff Special. Welcome back to the Now Buffalo. Check out the game day face on this guy. Yes, even our furry friends at Buffalo Zoo getting into the playoff spirit. Love it. He's all snowy and ready to go.
Certainly is. Okay, before we go tonight, we want to show you some young super fans who are really getting into the Bills spirit.
I love this. Check this out.
The Bills make me wanna kick your heels up and throw your hands up and throw your head back and come on now. The Bills are
Hey, they're pretty good. That's Miss Lawrence's second grade class from Public School number 6 in Buffalo performing the Shout song. They better teach me how to do that dance. They are darn good.
They're doing a great job right there. I love when the head goes back and they all did that.
Bop it.
Nice job. Nice job.
Can we talk about the playoff theory?
Hopefully it stays on for another week. So fingers crossed. Cannot wait for Sunday. And I think they're going to win.
Me too.
Yeah.
Go Bills. We'll see you guys on Monday when we win.